aren't in the red. The 4 plays that aren't in the red. And I'll start with play 3. And this is probably the play we'll see the least, but it is an option out there. It might happen out there. This is a situation where a voter is not in the register, doesn't have ID, nor do they have proof of residency. They just crawled out from under a rock and have nothing and just want to vote. Okay. At this point, you don't know who the voter is, right? They're just coming in the door. So Steve Morrow comes into the polling place. They go to the table, and he gives you their name. Hi, I'm Steve Morrow. I want to vote. You go to the black book, and guess what? I'm not in there. Okay. So here's where the here's where the poll worker might grab the precinct captain and say, I have a voter not in my book. So they'll come down and they'll see you, and the first thing you'll do is get into your address library, because we want to make sure the voter is in the right polling place. It does no good to do all of this, only to find out they need to go see Becky over there off of 63rd University, Des Moines 43. Right? So we've determined that he's not in the book, but his address he just gave us keeps us in the right polling place. So now we're in the ball game. So now we have a little bit of a back and forth with the voter. Voter, do you have a form of identification on you? Nope, nothing. Nothing on me. Okay. How about something that can prove where you live? Do you have a document that has your address on it? No, I don't have one of those either. I just want to vote today. Okay, if that's the case, then we need to do a provisional ballot, and that's play number 3. How do you run play 3? You flip to it, and you execute it exactly how it's drawn up. And I'll read from the bottom here. Precinct Captain fills out section 1 with precinct number, election date, and checks boxes 1 and 2. So, Grimes 2, election date 6/5/18. Why are we running this play? And this voter does not have identification and does not have residency. We'll sign and date it. The voter completes section 2 with their name, address, date of birth, and they sign and date it. And then the voter has to fill out the registration form. All of it. We need to make sure they pick a party and they sign and date it. Okay? When they're done doing that, we will then give the voter their provisional ballot envelope and their ballot, and we'll instruct the voter to go over to the voting booth, mark their ballot. When they're done marking their ballot, to seal it up and to bring it back to me, because I need to put it into the red bag. While they're doing that, what do you think we're doing? Filling out a receipt, right? And we have 2 types of receipts for this voter. So here's where I want to take a few minutes. We have 2 types of receipts for this voter. We have a receipt for a voter without an attester, and we have a receipt with the voter who has an attester. So let me explain this, because it sounds confusing, but it's not. Let me explain the first situation, a voter who comes in without an attester. I came in by myself. Here's how we fill out this receipt. In section 1, we're going to check boxes 1 and 2. The voter did not have proper identity. The voter did not have proper residency. And we're going to sign and date it. In section 2, we're going to check the first 3 boxes. Those first 2 boxes are all the types of documentation that a voter can bring down to our office that proves who that voter is. Any one of those documents in the first 2 boxes, a voter can bring down to our office to prove who they are. Box 3, by checking box 3, we're informing the voter they need to bring down one of those documents that proves where they live. Okay, so we check the first 3 boxes in section 2. And then we simply write down next to the deadline, noon, June 7th, Polk, 122nd Avenue, Des Moines, Iowa. And we hand it to the voter. It is now the voter, you are now done with the voter. It is now the voter's responsibility to come down to our office by noon on June 7th and provide us with the necessary documentation proving who they are and where they live. If the voter does not do that, then the ballot will be rejected. So by this time, it's Thursday, you're off shopping or doing what you do on Thursday, you don't care. It's the voter's responsibility to come down to our office and give us the necessary documentation. I probably won't even know it. I'll be off doing something else too, probably doing your pay claim stuff still, right? So, but it's the voter's job to come down and provide this to our office. That's a voter without an attester. Make sense? What if a voter has an attester? What if a voter brings somebody in that can vouch for them, that is willing to attest for them? Well, they can do that, but there's some rules. And we follow our instructions right here. First of all, an attester must be a pre-registered voter in the precinct. So we will need to go to the black book to make sure that that attester, his name is in there. If the attester's name is in there, then the attester fills in the voter name, the attester name, and the attester address. And then both the attester and the precinct captain signs and dates the form. This is what the attester form looks like. You have a copy with you. We didn't talk about it in our last training so much, but this is the form that the attester will fill out, attesting for the voter's identity and residency. When this form is done being completed, we'll paperclip the attester form to the provisional ballot envelope. So we will take that attester form, we will paperclip it to the provisional ballot envelope, and we'll put it into the red bag. And then, of course, we still have to give a voter a receipt. And this is how you fill out the receipt. You simply print the voter's name up top. You check box 5, election day registrant, in section 1. And you check box 4 in section 2, no other documentation necessary. The attester was my identity and was my residency, and we hand it to the voter. After the election's over with, we'll go ahead and process the ballot. We'll process the registration on the provisional ballot envelope, and then in November, that voter will be a registered voter in your black book. He'll now be a green voter. Any questions on the attester? I know that tricks people up sometimes, and I just want to make sure that you all know this is a valid way somebody can prove who they are or where they live if they've just crawled out from under a rock.